today is going to be a pretty exciting day because we're going to go and discover something that is going to transform your skating. It's a little tweak that you can make to your equipment that actually almost feels like you're cheating. we gotta go to Hamilton first, and then I'll explain the rest. Let's go. Buckle up. That was a pretty smooth ride. We are in Dundas, Ontario, Hamilton, Ontario, at Tide Blades. So we're going to go in and learn all about how profiling your blades to suit your style can really improve your efficiency. And like I said before, it almost feels like you're cheating. It makes it so much easier. But let's jump inside and see what they have to say and learn all about it. Let's go. So I'm here with Tyler from Tide Blades. And Tyler, I'm super excited to learn some more about your new processes. I remember it was quite a few years ago now, I got the mobile edge blades with the Spry J profile. And honestly, it felt like it improved my skating like 30% right off the hop. I did not expect it to make that big of a difference. I was surprised. I'm excited to see you guys have a new CNC machine. So it's really a precise machining type of process. So you're going to walk me through it, and I think you maybe did up some new blades for me as well. So I'm excited to check those out.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
You know it. Let's do it.
So I see a lot of blades with protein logos on them, and
yes.
So I have to ask, do you do, like, is it the individual players that seek you out? Is it teams that look for you? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's a little bit of both. A lot of the local pros that live in this kind of area come into this pro shop and we'll work with them that way. But we also work with the team. So with the equipment staff, they'll order blades through us, and we'll offer our profile and engraving services to the teams that way as well.
Oh, that's cool. And then you can just customize it. Like, how picky do some of the players get? Like, I've known players that will, like, weigh their sticks, and if they're not exactly this weight, you know, they don't want to use it. How picky or inventive do some of the players get with their profiling? Yeah,
there's some that are really, really dialed into their skate blades and their skate profiling. They're always looking to try new things and keep on top of, you know, the newest and latest and greatest trends. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, there's some players that, as long as it feels good, they don't care what's on their blades. They're just happy to be able to skate and perform at their best. So a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B, but we're at Tide trying to work on educating people, especially the pros, on the benefits of profiling and how important your skate blades are to your performance on the ice.
Well, and it's interesting too, because I was on the ice with a pro goalie this summer doing some conditioning kind of stuff. But we were talking about profiling, and I don't know if goalies are really as aware that profiling is a thing that can really help them too, because even at that level, but, you know, and obviously at recreational levels, you know, people are like, well, oh, like, do you mean the hollow? And it's like, no, it's different. Do you find that goalies are maybe a little bit behind?
I do. Yeah, I get asked almost every week, if not more frequently from a goalie, do I really need to profile my blades? Well, yes, you absolutely do, because step one of the profiling process at Tide anyways with our skate scribe machine is making sure the left blade and the right blade are 100% the exact same. And that's super important to preventing injuries and just having that consistent feeling on the ice every time. Then from there, we put an appropriate amount of blade to ice contact on the blades, so then they can maximize their maneuverability in the crease, their power in their pushes, their stability, and although skating isn't a huge part of the position, you know, playing the puck, skating to and from the net, you still have to be able to skate as a goalie, so it's going to improve the quality and the performance of your skating as well.
Yeah, and it's a different type of skating, you know, so it's not that sort of wide open speed, you know, top end speed, but it is that quick maneuverability. So the big thing I noticed when I got mine profiled is, you know, imagine just no matter where you are in your butterfly and you're trying to pivot, you know, you can just put that skate anywhere, and you're not, it isn't like you have to exactly get your, oh, I'm a toe pusher, so I exactly have to get my toe. It's kind of like I just put my foot out there and I can carve a nice C cut.
Absolutely. And it's so important to be able to trust your edges and be able to rely on them to be able to help you excel at your position, because, you know, with how fast today's game is, the position of the puck or the angle of what you're positioning yourself at can change, you know, in a millisecond, and you have to be able to rely on your edges to get you from point A to point B in a timely manner.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's go over here and show me how it works.
Awesome.
Man, that's a big machine, so let's see how it goes.
Awesome, let's do it. So step one is getting the blades into the custom fixture we have here. So for different lengths of blades, we have different orientations of the fixture to securely clamp it to the machine. It needs to be very secure and rigid because of the high power this machine holds. So just making sure there's enough blade clearance so that the tool doesn't crash into the fixture. And now I'm just securing it down with the 6 clamps we have here. So everything's very precise. All of these screws are torqued down to exactly 80 pounds. So that we know every time that we're profiling a blade, whether it's, you know, pair 1 or pair 100 of the day, it is 100% consistent and being done the exact same way. The next step is going to be part of our laser visioning system, where we take a picture of the blade to see what the profile is, the current pitch, as well as the height of the blade. So we apply a vanishing spray to the bottom so there's no reflection from the lens from the blade, because, you know, stainless steel has a reflection to it. So to produce the most accurate image, we just apply that vanishing spray to kind of mitigate or minimize that reflection.
Oh, cool.
So from here, I'm going to create a scan, again, to take that picture of the blade. So I can pick between goalie and player blades. I can pick between all of the popular holders and all of the popular sizes. And then we can create a scan of what the blade is.
So right now that camera is basically, you know, like measuring, I guess, the size and shape of the two different blades.
That's exactly it. So it'll be able to tell us the exact profile, the pitch, and the height of both blades, but it's also identifying where the top and the bottom edge are of both blades, so that when it comes to the final stage or the final step of sharpening, the tool knows exactly how low to go. So it's an absolutely perfect square radius of hollow every single time.
Yeah. And these are, yeah, again, these are just, haven't had anything done with them. They're just stock blades right out of the package. These
are brand new blades right from the package, yes. So from here, it's just downloading the scan from the actual machine and then uploading it and downloading it to the desktop here. So yeah, you can see with this one, this is like the top blade's an 11.1 foot profile where the bottom's a 9.5.
Yeah.
So that's, I would argue, definitely enough to notice that feeling on the ice. Not only that, but the top blade is pitched 0.3 degrees backwards.
Yeah.
Minor, right? It's still close to zero, it's close to neutral, but it's still different than the bottom blade. And then the blade heights with this one are actually really good. They're basically bang on, so that's good. But again, there's kind of 3 steps within this system. They're all done kind of simultaneously. The first step being matching the blades, so top blade and bottom blade, or left and right blade, are 100% the same. The second step is going to be selecting a profile. So this is the most versatile machine in the world. So any custom profile that you can choose or that you can imagine, we can do with extreme accuracy. So for example, this is our proprietary power cut profile. Mm-hmm. If something didn't quite feel right, or you wanted to make a minor adjustment to the profile, you can change any number. I mean, if that would be a 10-foot radius in the front 23.5% of the toe area, you can change that to 10.125 if you wanted to, or you can go down to an 8-foot radius. It's completely customizable based on kind of what you want on the ice. So we've chosen our profile. We can choose our pitch here. So whether it's 0 degrees or neutral, or you want to do something crazy and pitch yourself 10 degrees forward, which would be an extreme forward pitch, or maybe something that's a little bit more average or moderate, a 1 degree forward pitch. New blades have a weird kind of coating at the bottom as well. So traditionally sharpening or profiling, we would cross grind the blades. So moving the rougher tool in a little bit deeper is kind of our equivalent of cross grinding. So we move it in an extra 0.1 millimeters just to account for that kind of cross grinding. So now it's going to say, okay, how can I get from this profile here, which is the existing profile, to this profile here, which is going to be the profile that we want to get. So I can create the tool path, and it's going to mathematically compute, okay, to get from profile A to profile B, it's going to be 3 passes at the top and 3 passes at the bottom. So with that, 2 passes on each at the top, 2 passes at the bottom are going to be the roughing or the profiling passes. Then the third pass, or the last pass on both the top and the bottom, will be the sharpening pass. So we can run this, we can choose whatever radius of hollow we want, whether it's 1 inch, something super shallow, or 3/8, something super deep, or something in the middle. You know, 5/8 is most common. So we can confirm it. Again, now it's gonna send these specs over to the CNC machine, and it will now cut the power cut profile. So the nice thing with SkateScribe integrated sharpening and profiling too, not only is the versatility of the machine absolutely unmatched, the accuracy level is absolutely crazy. The tolerance that we're working with is 1/1000th of a millimeter, which is going to result in a perfectly pure profile and a radius of hollow that is 100% perfect every single time.
How long does it take for a set of blades to go through? Like 3 minutes or something?
It's a little bit longer than 3 minutes. We're probably around 6 minutes for a cycle from start to finish. And that includes honing and measuring as well. But now, once you get them profiled the first time, if you want to get them reprofiled or tuned up again, then that second time and times after that might be closer to 3 minutes. So it definitely is a very quick turnaround time. So there's, you know, gone are the days of waiting, you know, 1 or 2 days or 45 minutes to an hour and a half for a profile. It's all much quicker now with much better, more accurate and precise results too. So we have some scientific data backing the results and how they can absolutely increase performance on the ice from both a performance standpoint, but also an injury prevention standpoint.
Oh, really?
So the reason that one sounds a little bit differently is that's actually the sharpening tool now. So the rate at which the tool spins is much, much quicker to promote a really good surface finish. And that is the finished product. Perfect. Can't get much more perfect than that.
No. That's perfect. Now, what happens if I go with one of the stock options for profiling, and I really like just what I had, it was perfect. But what if, let's say, there's something about it that I don't like? Oh, I feel like my blade's washing out, or it feels like it's too limiting on shuffles, or whatever it is. How do you, can somebody kind of talk to you, and do you have a sense of like, oh, okay, if you're feeling this, then that means we need to tweak this option a little bit? How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So as long as you can verbalize to me what you like and what you don't like about any given profile or sharpening, we can make those adjustments. Whether it's an adjustment in the pitch or the actual radius of hollow, so digging into the ice more or less, or the actual profile itself. We can make any super fine-tune adjustments, again, within 1/1000th of a millimeter to really be able to dial you in. So I have a list on my phone of just feedback that I've gotten over the years from not only goalies, but players as well, saying, hey, because of this quality of this profile, I really felt this, and I really like this. So I've kind of used that kind of as my algorithm, if you will, to kind of educate myself, especially on a perspective of a goalie, because I've never personally played goalie before. So I'm kind of, living in a different world in that sense. But the note on my phone has definitely helped me a lot, be able to help recommend profiles or make different changes and stuff. But again, as long as you can verbalize to me what you don't like, any minor changes can be made with extreme accuracy.
Yeah. Now, let's say, so I've had my blades profiled and they're beautiful, thank you very much. How often do I have to get them reprofiled? So not sharpened, but reprofiled.
So there's a couple different ways that we can answer this question. The biggest factor is how often you're sharpening your skates. Because every time that you sharpen your skates, no matter whether it's automatic or a manual sharpener, the profile is going to be somewhat altered every single time. Now, every time you sharpen it, maybe it only affects it a fraction of a percent, but over the days, the weeks, and the months, that's going to add up. So we recommend to at least have them reprofiled at least once per year, so you can maintain that 100% level profile accuracy. With that being said, we have customers that are local to here that come in the shop, and we will reprofile their skates every time on the Skate Scribe, just because they love the way that it feels. They want to be able to trust their edges all the time, and they just want to have that 100% consistent feeling on the ice every time. So the analogy that I often give is you don't change your stick every time you're on the ice, right? Your flex, your curve, and your lie is always going to be the same. Your skate blade should have those same qualities as well, right? Your pitch, your profile, and your radius of hollow should be 100% the same every time you step on the ice.
Yeah, so this leads me to another question. So you can go in the hockey shop and they'll have the guys that go zzz, zzz, or the ones that, it just sort of goes in the machine and the machine does it.
Yes.
If one shop does it this way, another shop does it that way, is there one that's better than the other? I understand you were telling me that some shops are going to start getting this Skate Scribe machine, which is going to be unreal. But let's say right now, those are our two options, the zut zut or the machine. What would be the better option, do you think?
Well, I would say that's on a case-by-case basis. Personal preference is always going to be the deciding factor. So whatever feels best for you on the ice is what I would definitely recommend, whether that's an automated machine or a human being sharpening the skates. What I will say is with automated machines, because they have a consistent speed and pressure of the blade when it's going across the machine, it'll maintain that profile slightly better than a human being will. Because no matter if you are the best manual skate sharpener in the world, you cannot put a consistent speed and pressure every single time, pass after pass, skate after skate. It's humanly impossible. So a machine will maintain that profile better, but in terms of what sharpening is better for each individual skater or each individual goalie, I would say whatever feels better for them on a case-by-case basis on the ice.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about the difference that just the steel makes? Like, are we just as well going with our Bauer stock blades or, looking at like a step steel or a different type of steel? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so the really nice thing is both Bauer, CCM, and True, the three kind of major players in the skate world, have really upped their game in the quality of steel they use over the last maybe 2 years or so. So all skates coming now have really good quality blades coming with it. If we rewind 5 or 10 years, the quality of steel wasn't that great. Especially with CCM purchasing step steel, Bauer really upping their game with the Pulse and the new Fly series of blades. The quality of steel is really, really good. Then there's companies like Blade Tech and Bionic as well, who also make really good quality blades. So it definitely is more accessible and more easily accessible to get your hands on really good quality blades now.
Yeah, it's cool to see companies like Blade Tech looking at technology and how can we enhance the performance of the blade design itself.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeff and Anthony, good guys at Blade Tech.
Yeah, super nice guys.
But yeah, they definitely have a really good product.
Yeah. Now, as a goalie, is there ever a situation where you think really they're probably better not to profile their blades, to just go with the blades that come stock, get them sharpened, and away you go?
Yeah, well, I would say, again, personal preference is always going to be the deciding factor. I can tell you about all the performance benefits, all of the, the longevity and injury prevention benefits of what a profile does offer for you, and having, two equal 100% blades that are the same, how important that is. But at the end of the day, whatever you feel on the ice most comfortable with is going to be best suited for you. And if that is an unprofiled pair of blades or just a stock pair of blades that's sharpened, then so be it. Again, your personal preference is always going to be kind of that deciding factor and the main decision in whether you get your blades profiled or not.
Yeah, and goalies can be a little superstitious sometimes. So too, maybe it's best like, hey, if you want to try it, like have your second set of blades profiled and then take them out for some skates and some practices before you get in a game situation and
Absolutely.
Make sure that you're comfortable with them.
100%. And because we have a laser visioning system, which takes a picture of what the blade is, if a goalie doesn't like the profile that we give to them, we can always revert it back to what that stock profile is. So we can collect that data, put that on their customer profile, and then if they don't like the profile, just bring them back to what they're comfortable with.
Now, let's say, well, actually, I'll circle back because I'm just thinking what you guys are maybe thinking is that, like, oh, if you change the pitch of the blade and different parts have different pitch, it's going to take a lot of getting used to. And again, I'm an intermediate skater. I'm not an expert skater. And so I was worried about that. I thought, oh, I might fall down, when I get out on the ice and try these a bit because I might just catch funny edges. And I didn't have any of that. Like it didn't take me any time to feel really comfortable on them. So that was helpful. My next question though was, what if, because we have goalies from all over the world that'll watch this video and they'll say, okay, well, but like I don't live in Ontario or Hamilton. Like, is there a way that goalies could still work with you, or how does that? Right now?
Absolutely. So we have a really good mail-in program established where, especially for international, goalies, we take care of all of the import and export documentations as well as the commercial invoice.
Oh, cool.
So from their end, all they have to do is print out a shipping label that I provide to them and then stick it on a box and then either have UPS or whatever courier pick it up or drop it off at a local drop zone. So from their end, it's super easy. We take care of all the kind of the paperwork and all those kind of headaches on our end. And then from there, we always offer satisfaction guaranteed. So we will work with any goalie until they are 100% dialed in and 100% satisfied in their product and in their blades.
That's perfect. Do you want to hit them with the website where they can find out more info?
For sure. Yeah, you can get more info and purchase blades and profiling at tideandblades.com. And stay tuned because we will work out a discount code for Maria and pro goaltending.
Ding dong! That's great. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Tyler. It's fantastic to meet you and see all your toys. It's incredible. I've never seen so many blades in my whole life, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, and if you're in the Hamilton, Dundas area, swing by. They got tons of stuff. They got skate laces, Howie's stuff. So swing on by. Are people allowed to swing on by?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. People are allowed to swing on by. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you very much. Cheers. My pleasure.
So that is where your Titan blades come from and how they're made and how precisely they're machined. If you have any questions about blade profiling for goalies, just drop a comment below and I will answer it for you. If I can't answer it, I will call Tyler and get him to give us a good answer for it, because it really does it seems like a small thing, or it might seem like a small thing, but it makes a huge improvement. You can have the best gear around, but if you haven't optimized that gear to suit your style, you might not be getting the most out of it. So that's really what this video on blade profiling is all about. As always, hit the like button. And I will catch you next time. Same bad time, same bad channel.